Okay, we are officially recording, and I am patting myself on the back for that. But I'm going to let Sarah get started here, you guys, because I really do want to keep these quick. We used to call them Rip It calls, and I love that. I think I want to stick with that because we just want to make sure that we get in here. It's efficient. We learn something. It's something tangible and effective that we can take away and efficiently put into our business and make and start practicing right away. And we are all busy. So I really like when we can keep it clean and efficient and effective. So if you have questions as we go, put them in the comment box. I'll make sure to watch for them. And then we can address them as they come in, or we'll make sure that we at least get them addressed at the end. So without further ado, Sarah, take us away.
All right. So I'm going to talk about trackers. First of all, where to find them. So you guys should all be part of the Grow and Celebrate team page up in the units section. Leah has them all saved up there for you, starting from junior all the way up to the end. They are printable documents, so you can print them off. But that is where you find them. If you have team pages within your own teams, hopefully those are also there. I know for my team page, I have also moved them over to those. So this is what they look like. I'm going to start with mine from last month. This was my senior director one. You can see I originally had at the bottom, this was my goal for end of the year. So to start off, I print off all these trackers, and then I buy the really heavy duty pocket protectors, like sheet protectors, because I hate wasting paper. I'm very green friendly that way, so I hate wasting paper. I will save this one because this was one that I promoted on, if that makes sense. So I get a really nice sheet protector. I use a wet erase marker, not a dry erase marker. So if you guys all remember when you were in school, like the projectors that we used to use, this is what I use because it doesn't wipe off. You actually have to get it wet to wipe it off so it doesn't smear when you're turning pages or whatever. So this is what I used last month, and it breaks down what you need for volume, what you need for team volume, first level volume, group volume. The stuff on the bottom is really just for your own. None of this on the bottom you actually need for rank advancing necessarily, like you don't have to close so many parties. But then what I do is each Monday is I write down where I'm at for each level. So I can see that progression go on as the month goes on and kind of see if there's a trend of, you know, the middle of the month, we tend to struggle as a team, you know, the end of the month, we're really strong, beginning of the month, whatever it may be, because that not only helps me as a leader when I'm growing my team, but it's also helping me when I'm helping my team reach their goals. So I update that weekly. For me, now that I'm building a team, at the beginning of the month, I ask each of them what their goals are. So they will put on our team page what their rank goal is, how many parties, what they want for PV. So for example, I have a couple girls that are going for junior rep, a couple that are going for senior rep, and one that's going for director. And I have this binder, and on the front of the binder, I printed off what the qualifications are that are in the back office to keep right on here for easy access. And then on the back, the pay. So then it's an easy, and this is where you go to Leah. This is not where you go to me because she is your numbers queen, and she will tell you if you have been stuck at senior director for 13 years, how much money you are losing. She will run that number for you. But I will just tell you, this is what you need to get at. But Leah is your numbers person, so she would be the one. So this binder basically goes with me wherever I go. It's kind of my Zaya Bible. So if we're going up to the cottage or whatever, I will have this with me. So if any of my girls are asking any questions, I then have a printout tracker, just like I expect them to be doing as well. So like I have example, Katie's name up here. Hopefully she doesn't mind that I'm sharing this. She wants 2 parties. She wants 2,000 in PV. She wants 1 new rep. Her goal is actually junior rep. She's already almost from her level 1 volume, like $170 away. So I have already started the senior rep for her to make sure she realizes how close she is. So that is what I do with that for myself. And for my team too, because once you become a leader, especially if you guys are new, and if you're new to becoming a leader, understanding all the numbers and the volume and all of that can be confusing. So if you have it printed out in various different forms, one of them is really going to catch and make sense. And that's where I really think these trackers, they simplify it. And it's just it's a good visual to be like, oh my God, I was like this close. So for like me right now, I'm going to, for executive, my goal is end of the year. I will probably keep these next couple of months because this one is such a growth one from 35 to 50 in volume. I will keep that just to kind of keep track to see how close we were each month. But that's basically what they are. I mean, I have shoved the trackers down my girls' throats. If any of them are on here, they can test to that. I am constantly asking them if they have them printed out, if they're using it. You know, you may be able to keep it on a digital platform so you can keep it that way too if you're savvy in that way. But have all those tools easy to grab, easy to look at, so you're not having to go in the back office and find, you know, this pay stuff. This, I literally was sitting on the couch this morning watching Good Morning America and doing numbers. And those of you that do have a team, Leah, am I able to share screen?
I think so. Let me just double check if I've got you on for that. Yep. Okay. You can now.
I know.
Yep.
Okay. So if what am I doing? So for those of you that do have that team and are trying to figure out how to run those numbers for your team, so you would click on downline, run your current downline report. So October, we're now a couple days in, so you can run that. And then you would click on, like, for example, I'm just going to click on mine.
Oh, Sarah,
if you want to know,
are you screen share? Because I can't see it.
Can you not see it? I clicked on it.
And then did you do desktop and share? Okay, there you go. Oh, you're good. Yep.
Okay, so I'll start over. Okay, so for those of you that are growing a team, or even, you know, you've got one underneath you and you're kind of trying to keep track, you would click on your downline report over here on the side, click what month you want to do. So I'm going to do October because we're starting fresh. And then I would click on, I'm just going to click on mine just so I'm not pulling up any of my team's numbers. And then select report. So for volume history, this is where it's important when you're hitting those ranks, because this is where I know even at the beginning, I missed this step a lot, was the lifetime PV. But even if you have that lifetime PV, you also have to have the other pieces of the pie. So make sure that's where you're really paying attention. But I know for like lifetime PV is sometimes where people get stuck. You can then click on personal volume history, and then it's going to pull it up, and then it's going to give you the grand total down at the bottom. So that's what will help you then as they're moving up the ranks to make sure that they've hit their lifetime PV, because that's where their individual monthly goals may have to be a little bit bigger if they're wanting to hit a higher rank quicker. So that's basically how I use the trackers, how I'm using them for my team now. I don't know, Jesse, do you have anything to add? Because I know you're a big advocate too. But other than that, I think that's it, Leah.
No, I don't have anything to add.
Thank you, Sarah. These are so helpful, you guys, and everything that Sarah said is spot on. I started using these and I had a goal. I don't know what I was going for. And I remember thinking this is outrageous, but one thing that I learned from Tess Davis, who's also kind of a numbers fanatic, and she's double Zaya, I think, within the company. Anyway, she's phenomenal. And one thing that she always said is a tracked number grows. And it is so true. Like, if you can take the couple minutes to track your numbers, like, why wouldn't you give yourself that advantage? So super helpful. If you need help finding them, let Sarah or I know, and we can direct you to where they are. But yeah, if you guys have questions on that, let us know. Just unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Also wanted to just clarify, not technically ever losing money in Zaya.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That's how my brain kind of works. But what I sometimes like to do is if someone's at like senior rep and they're shooting for director, it motivates me to know what the next step is, not only in terms of like knowing that as you grow and as you rank advance, obviously other people are doing well too, which is like the biggest blessing in this business. But one thing that I do like to help people understand is, okay, if I'm at senior rep and I hit director based on my volume, my team's volume, and the percentage increase in what you get paid on your downline, what your check would be if it was paid at the next level. And some people don't like that because it gets them like anxious and like they feel like they have to go super fast. But I think it's cool to know that, because I'm always like, like that's money that's on the table, and like it just motivates me to work a little bit harder to get there. So I know if I do that, it means everybody's doing better, more money is going into the reps' pockets, and I just think that's really cool. So customer follow-up. This is going to be quick, and then we're going to open it for Q&A. I always say customer follow-up. It seems like such a simple idea, and it really is. There's nothing mind-blowing about customer follow-up. There's no special sauce. There's nothing like that. It's truly just creating a system that works specifically for you, and something that you can stick with. I don't ever...
Yeah, there's people in the waiting room.
What?
There's people in the waiting room.
Oh, I don't see anyone in there. Can you let them in? I don't
Okay,
so I don't think it's anything like crazy unique, but I think if you can find a system that works for you, you're way more likely to stick with it. And I know from experience, in the 2.5 years that I've been doing Zaya, there are times where I'm really good at customer follow-up, and there's times where I'm not as good at customer follow-up, and my business feels it dramatically. And it doesn't usually feel it right away. It's like a month or two later that I'm feeling the effects of what I did beforehand. So I'm going to share with you guys a couple of slides that I have super quickly here. Hold on a second. Sarah, you have to make me the host again. Can you go under participants and make me the host to screen share? Do you see me over on the right? Okay. Thank you.
And then before you leave, don't forget to change me back.
Yes. Okay. So I don't know why that big picture of somebody was on my Facebook, but okay. Whoa. So my customer follow-up, you guys, is really simple. This is the process that I go through. So the first thing that I do is I have a public thank you. So I'm going to go into the party that I'm hosting or my VIP page, wherever somebody purchased. And this is just an example of what I did. It's from last year, but I do a public thank you. I post a picture of what they purchased. Love these items, cannot go wrong with any of them. I'll reach out as soon as I see they have delivered to make sure everything fits great. I always say that I'm going to reach out, so that way people know that there's an expectation that they're going to hear from me again, so it's not random and I just reach out in a week when it's delivered. I always let them know. I also like to do that publicly because I like other people to see that they are going to be taken care of. Like if they do purchase something, they do have a customer service rep who's going to be there and showing up and taking care of them. So that's the first thing. The second thing is a private follow-up. So after I publicly do it, usually I'm currently a once a week person. I used to do it twice a week, but every Friday morning when I work for like a half hour, I set aside a half hour Friday mornings, and I go into my order history and I look at making sure I go into the order history and I see what's been delivered. And I can, if you guys don't know how to do that, put it in the comments and I'll show you, but you can actually go in and see if the package has delivered. So in this case, Christy's package was delivered. So I reached out to her. I said, hey, Christy, I just noticed your Zaya delivered today. Wanted to check in and make sure everything fits great. Let me know whenever you have some time. And she said, it's awesome. Love it all, which is always good to hear. And then I say, oh, great. That makes me so happy to hear. If you ever want to see the new Wednesday releases or be eligible for any promos or deals, please join the group. And then I actually put the link, the URL that goes directly to my VIP page. Okay. So she doesn't have to worry about finding it. The link is right there. I'm still going to go and add her in, but I also want her to have this access to the link. Another thing that I usually do then is if they say thanks or whatever, I'll say things like, I'm so glad to hear you love your joggers. If you'd ever like to host just like Michelle did, let me know. You'd earn half off items plus credits towards other items. I actually have 2 dates left open in June. Would you like one? I like to ask questions that they have to respond to, right? I'm so happy you love your purchase. Another great way to get items on your wish list is through hosting, just like Michelle did. Can I send you some information? That's a yes or a no. So I always do this. I'm always following up. I'm always asking an open-ended question. Again, every Friday I'm going through my order history to see what items delivered so I know who to reach out to. And then what I'm also doing is probably once, maybe every 2 weeks, I'm going through my customer order history and I'm just looking at who is new. And I have my Facebook open as well on my VIP page, and I'm making sure that everybody is in there who did order. Not everybody's going to join. That's totally okay, but it's just something that I like to do to make sure that that's continuing to be in there. And then when they are, Facebook has a feature that'll show like write a message to new members. Oftentimes I'll write a message and take them and say, welcome to my VIP shop. Let me know if you have any questions. Please enjoy free shipping on your next order or something like that. And then lastly, I add them to my VIP community, which I just talked about. So like if I know that somebody who ordered ends up going into my shop, I'll say, welcome Samantha, here's my VIP page where I have a few deals once in a while, like free shipping today, and highlight our new releases on Wednesday. Here's the link. So then I send her a link actually to my site, my shopping site, but I'm specifically calling her out and welcoming her to my page so she feels welcome. I don't do this with everybody. I should be much better about it, but that in a nutshell, you guys, is my follow-up. And then I also send a postcard for new customers. So that's what I do every single time. Anytime that somebody orders, I'm doing that. When a new person orders, when I have a first-time customer, I got these postcards done on Vistaprint. And if you go through Vistaprint, make sure you Google like Vistaprint promo code because there's a lot of them. But this is my postcard. So I just created it on Vistaprint. It's a thank you. Postcard stamps are cheaper, so I do those. And then on the back, I just have my return stuff that you need to have. And thank you for supporting Zaya Active. I'm so excited for you to experience this brand and all the amazing apparel Zaya offers. In my appreciation, please reach out to receive 15% off your next item. Post a review of your product on my VIP page and receive shipping on your next order. There's 2 reasons that I do that. I give them 15% off their next item because I know that if somebody purchases a second time, you guys, they are way more likely to stick around for a third, a fourth, and a fifth time. Getting them back in the door for a second purchase is humongous. That's why customer follow-up is so important. So many one-time buyers are like, oh, these joggers are really great. And then they just get busy. They're not in the VIP page. They don't have anything to remind them of it because we're not doing commercials. We don't have a corporate team who has billboards. Like, it's on us. So getting in front of them to make sure that they come back a second time is so, so, so key. So don't be vulnerable to missing that. And then I also post a review of your product on my VIP page to receive free shipping because that is worth the $3.50. When you get somebody to post on your page as a third party, Facebook loves it. It's going to show the post more. Now there's other people who maybe have been on the fence who are seeing a third party validate Zaya and the Zaya products. And they're like, oh, like she tried it and liked it. It just creates energy. People love to do it. Also, sometimes when people go and post their selfie on there and like they do a little review, they're kind of getting a taste of what it's like to be a rep without even really knowing it. And I think that that's So, so incredibly beneficial and important. So I love the postcard. I think that it's a really good way to have something tangible. Like when someone gets this in the mail, they're like, oh, like that was nice. And then it's going to go sit on their cupboard, right? Or it's going to, hopefully not in the garbage. I'm sure some of them have. But it's going to go somewhere where they're going to continue to see it. And they're going to walk past it. And they're going to get so much more brand awareness. Like, oh yeah, I got to use that. Oh yeah, I have to use this. They're going to be sitting watching the Packer game one night. Well, maybe the Bears game, because they're not distracted during a Packers game, but they're going to be sitting there watching football, and they might see that you posted something, and they're like, oh yeah, I have that 15% off. I really like those joggers. I should use it. So this has been something that I have absolutely loved during my business, especially when I started, because you have so many new customers when you first start. So this was important for me.
Leah, I'm going to tag team on the
Yeah.
postcard. I also do the thank you card, like Leah, but then I also have a VIP one. So this one is sent to any customer that places 10 orders. So it's not a dollar amount, it's 10 orders, and they get one every time they hit 10. So it's resent, and I give them then a rep discount of the 25% off. I just sent this for the third time to one of my best customers. So it pays to be thankful for your repeat customers. I just said, thank you for being a loyal customer. I want to thank you for giving you your next item at rep price. Contact me when you're ready. Every 10 purchases will qualify you again. Refer a friend, and you will both get free shipping. Keep loving Zaya. So this is something, and then I will also do a shout out on my VIP page that those customers reached quote unquote VIP status, because we all call it our VIP page. So why not have VIP status? But this is also something too, and something I told my girls, don't be afraid to offer these specials. And Leah, I think you can probably attest to this too. I've been doing this now for over a year. I've maybe had 10 people actually cash in. But it's a good reminder of a thank you. So don't be afraid to be offering those discounts. It's just showing that you're thankful. And really, cash out of your pocket is not a lot. So I just wanted to add that.
No, I love it. I love that. I didn't know maybe you told me about the VIP thing. I don't remember it if you did, but that's a really good idea. And that's true. I think one thing to be aware of and have awareness around is if you're new, just know what you're comfortable with. Maybe it's free shipping, but also keep in mind, we don't have any expenses with this business. We don't even have to purchase clothes. I don't purchase a ton. I know Ellie just jumped on the call. Ellie's at like the tippity top. She has hardly any inventory. And so I'm not saying you shouldn't, because I do love the clothes and it's all I wear. It is my full wardrobe now, but I'm not purchasing like crazy. Well, now I buy a little more, but like in the beginning I was pretty tight about it because I really wanted to run this like a business. Like I'd rather take like $75 or $50 a month when I first started and reinvest it back into my business than spend it on a pair of leggings. And then people are like, well, I don't have anything to show in my VIP group, but you do, because you got stuff in your kit. So if you have a black pair of light and tights and they come out in red reflective, you can say, hey, I know these just came out in like a red reflective color. I just want to show you about the seaming and how high they come. Like there's so many things that you can do without having to spend a lot of money in the beginning. So use your discretion, but know what you're comfortable with as well. Okay, I'm going to really quick show you guys where you can find. Somebody asked about how to find if things have delivered. So if you click on, in your back office, click over on order history. It's going to show you all your orders. So I open it up and I'll go back to like last Friday, for example, if it's Friday and I'm checking my orders, click details and then go down here and click track. And it will show you that it's been delivered. So this tracking information will show you if it's been delivered or not. So it was in her mailbox 2 days ago, actually. And she did share a review on it, which was really cool. So that's where you find it. Does anybody have any questions right now that you want to ask? We've got a couple of minutes left. Feel free if you have questions or ideas or things that you do differently. I know, Shauna, I loved that VIP idea. That was good. Sarah, you know what we'll do? We could, if you're comfortable sharing them just in the team page, I can share the slides from the customer follow-up. We can share the trackers, and we can share images of the thank you cards and the VIP cards, and we'll just share it in one big album. Francie, the trackers are pinned to the top of the team page if you look under announcements. I had a question for Ellie earlier, which is if she is in labor, but if you are, it's impressive. You look good.
Leah, can you make me a host again before you have to leave?
Yes. Okay, I do have to hop off, so I'm going to let Sarah wrap it up. But if you guys have questions, please make sure you ask her. Otherwise, hopefully this was helpful. We did launch the team call schedule for the rest of the month. And I don't even necessarily remember exactly what it was, but it was all really good information. So make sure you use your trackers. Talk to your team about them if you have one. Write down your October goals. I have a feeling October is going to be another record-breaking month, which is really, really exciting. If you are new and this is overwhelming, take it in stride. Just do the things that your sponsor is telling you and do them consistently, and I promise you will have the success that you are looking for. So, okay, I'm going to switch here, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm just going to touch some base more too on customer follow-up.
Okay, I'm going to hop out. Thank you guys for joining, and Sarah will connect and we can put the post up with some of that information.
Okay.
Okay, and go Packers. Bye, guys.
And then for customer follow-up, this is